Welcome back to the Do-It-Yourself channel, and welcome back to another one of my tool reviews. I have for you the Italian stallion of tile cutters, as I like to call it. This is the Montolit Masterpiuma P3, and I'll be giving you my opinion as to why I think this is the best manual tile cutter that you can buy today. And yes, I know it's not shiny and brand new out of the box. If you want to see that, there's plenty of pictures online. But my reviews are all about bringing you tools that I believe in and that I've used for an extensive amount of time and put some abuse to them. And that will really allow you to make an informed decision on what exactly you're buying. So we'll go over all the pros and the cons, what very few there are of this tile cutter, and then you can make a decision for yourself. And I must say, I'm not sponsored or paid to make this content. This is purely based on my recommendation. But before we make a start, please make sure you're subscribed, because if you're not a subscriber already, there's loads of stuff on the channel for you to go and check out, and there's plenty of DIY content and tool reviews to come as well. So there's bound to be something that's going to help you out in the future. So make sure you're subscribed. If you like the video, smash the like button for me, because that helps me out massively. So first of all, the cutter we have here is the 63 version. It allows you to cut tiles of 600 millimeters. Okay, so your typical large format tiles, 600 by 600 or 600 by 300, this cutter is perfect for cutting those. It'll cut up to 22 mil as well. Most of your porcelain floor tiles and things like that are 10 mil, and it handles all of those without any problem whatsoever. But if you are going to be cutting tiles over that 600 mil, then I'd suggest you go for the 75 or the 93 version, and they do even bigger ones as well. But all of the other sizes retain the same great features. So what are those features, and what makes this a step above the rest? First of all, its price point. It comes in at around £220 here in the UK. The second great thing about the cutter is its build quality. I called it the Italian Stallion. That's because it's Italian made. You can actually see the little Italian symbol on here, and maybe it's a coincidence, but they painted it Ferrari red, so I'll let you work that out. But yeah, being Italian, I mean, the build quality and reliability so far has been fantastic. I've never had anything break. The only thing I've had to replace are the cutting discs, so it gets a big fat tick for reliability. As I said before, it'll cut up to 22 mil, but it'll cut your usual ceramics, porcelains, glass mosaics and travertine as well, which is very impressive. With the glass mosaics, you'll need to get yourself a rubber mat for the deck, otherwise you won't get consistent cuts. I'll put a link in the description where you can grab the Montolit rubber mat. The next great feature on the cutter is the sprung loaded deck, and what that means is when you push your foot down on a tile to make your cut, you will get a nice clean cut rather than the tile cracking off your score line. That makes for consistent cuts every time. The next feature might sound like a very small thing, but you have here an exposed cutting wheel. Now that might sound like a small benefit, but actually when you're cutting either small tiles or you're trying to cut to a pencil line, actually having an exposed cutting wheel is a massive benefit. The next great thing about the P3 is this unique oil reservoir. Now what that does is that makes for a cleaner cut line on things like porcelain. I don't think you need it on ceramics, but on porcelain definitely, so there's hard porcelain floor tiles, that gives you that cleaner cut line. And it also helps to maintain the longevity of the cutting wheel, so you'll get more cuts per wheel. The next thing I love about the P3 is this guide foot. For me, the biggest benefit of the guide foot, not only the fact that it gives you a really easy marker to measure to, but if you slide a tile up to it like that, it gives you a great point to actually square the tile off, so you know that you're not cutting off square. Now when you don't need that foot, you can just flip it up out of the way and you can cut another length. Next feature is this flip out support foot for large format tiles. Now what that does is it gives you a support if you're cutting large format, and what it'll do is hold that tile up in place so it doesn't sag, and you can just fold it away if you're just cutting smaller tiles. Now I'll give you some demonstrations in a moment. The centerpiece of this really is the self-adjusting handle. It's so easy and quick to use. You can see it's sprung loaded here, which means it'll easily adjust to whatever thickness of tile you're cutting without needing to make any adjustments whatsoever. For me, any tile cutter has to be all about precision, speed and comfort. The Montolit Masterpiuma really does tick all of the boxes. Right, so the cutter will also do 45-degree cuts. Not just 45 degrees, other angles as well. All you need to do is undo this little knob here, spin the measurement bar around to the 45-degree marker on the deck, tighten up the handle, and there you go. You can make 45-degree cuts. And this measurement foot here, it also has a setting for 45 degrees, so that you can make sure that you're squared up and you're getting that 45-degree cut. And what we can do here, if we want to cut 45 degrees the other way, we can actually lift up that little lock at the back of the cutter there, undo the knob again, and you can actually spin it round and cut 45 degrees in the other direction as well. The last thing I wanted to show you guys are these little concealed disc holders. You can hold all your little cutting discs in these little concealed compartments, and that'll save you time if you're hunting around for discs. Another great little innovation by Montolit there. So let's demonstrate just how good of a cutter this is. This is a ceramic tile. We'll try this first of all. So we want to make a 150 cut, line our foot up to 150, and with minimal effort, watch how little effort it takes to break this. And look how clean of a cut that's actually made there. Let's see how thin we can actually get this to cut. So 20 mil. That is a 20 mil cut on a soft ceramic, absolutely perfect. Let's see if we can get it smaller, shall we? Let's go for 10 mil. We'll back it up a bit for this one. That's like a 10 mil cut. Personally, I cannot think of another cutter I've used that can make a 10 mil cut that clean. So you've seen ceramics, let's move on to something harder. This is a 600 by 300 hard porcelain floor tile. Now it's a lot harder of a tile than that ceramic we just cut. Put our support foot out. You can see how nice and square that is. And watch again how effortless this is. And just look how precise that cut is. See how small of a triangle we can make. Again, this is effortless. When you're cutting 45s like this, you'll need to bring the handle back very slightly, push the handle up, that'll deploy the foot, and you can bring that foot down, and there you go. I don't think we can go any smaller than that, but that's pretty impressive, right? And the last great feature is how compact and how light the cutter is as well. All we need to do when we're finished, fold the support bar away, unlock the measurement rail, fold everything in, lock it back up, slide the handle halfway, and it's very light and ergonomical to just pick up and put back on a shelf or in the back of the van. Right guys, there you go. That's my take on the Masterpiuma P3. Make sure you give me a like and drop me a comment if you think there's a tile cutter that's better than this one. And make sure you're subscribed, because there's loads more content coming to the channel, and there's bound to be something that'll help you out in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one.